I'm afraid not.
Did I already give this buff to Pascal? No, I didn't.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
On it, farewell.
Oh, okay, I get it. Some of them are like popping when they die.
Battlefields are always drowned.
Alright, did not pick up on that earlier.
If this is my death, may my blood be a worthy sacrifice. My blade whispers your name. Death is a blessing.
Okay, we gotta... Wait, no! What's happening? Oh, the fight ended. That's the last mob. I was like, wait, no, I'm not done with her turn. What's happening? Okay, what is that? Crippled arm. Oh, great. Okay, she has an injury.
You cannot trick death. It will
There we go. Alright, got rid of that. Let's see. They posted the first and we're at 15 days, and the next came out 2 days after. That would mean that every second there should be a new post. Possibly. The stench of decaying bodies creeps into your throat and lungs, forming a sticky film lining your airways. Gross. Let's see.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
The mold is dotted with glandular tendrils that ooze slime. Sick people who... Oh man, the text disappears so fast. Sick people who are still alive but can no longer walk are the mold's favorite choice of host to grow on and suck the last of life's juices from them. I'd be dead if it weren't for you. Why are you helping a worthless old woman like me or any of the other rotten souls around here? A good person took care of me and helped me to stand again. They didn't take anything in return. They just asked me to show that same kindness to someone else. Monk, figure what new Guild Wars icon is. Looks like Seraph logo, which means Revenant specialization. They could invoke Logan Thackeray, and then you start simping for feet. You know, I actually do. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, you just actually gave me an idea with your stupid joke. All right. There is... I can't remember his name. Hold on. It's a different Thackeray. Dylan. Dylan Thackeray was the older brother of Logan Thackeray, and he was the commander of the Seraph before he died. What if you're halfway there? What if the new Revenant specialization is channeling the dead commander of the Seraph? Ooh, what if it runs in the family? No, Dylan wasn't ever after the feet. Yeah, you know, maybe that's a speculation.
Beyond.
The Lord Captain spent too much time in the pestilent pit by the void ship's freight line, and now his skin is covered and inflamed. Oh no! Suspicious rash!
A tantalizing anomaly.
Nothing escapes my sight.
Duty prevails. I better myself.
Spinner of bloodwebs, I'm no heretic, and yet I'm begging you for death. Can you make an exception for a tormented soul?
Me today.
This explorator is blessed.
The undying Emperor has whispered his will, your soul is now given unto him. Oh, wow. She's like, okay.
At a time.
Alright, what is that stuff we just picked up? We got a glove. If worn by a death cult assassin, whenever the wearer kills an enemy, that enemy explodes in a fountain of blood. The cells nearby are covered in blood as if affected by blood file. There's no tooltip for blood file. Okay.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Good afternoon, my computer's the stream. What's up, Smashy? No one finds the courage to approach the bodies of these outcasts, their rotting flesh and cartilage bearing the marks of void disease. Yep, we already read that one. Alright. Repair the control panel, tech use 100.
Operation successful.
Go up. I bet the people that work here are probably pretty mad that I just made a working elevator that gets people out of the pestilence pit.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Everyone, hope you're all hiding effectively from Evil Daystar. What's up, Tamarakan? Is there another one here? Hold on, I need to move. So there's one of those symbols. Dead man. Loot. I don't think I can reach that door. I'm gonna try. No. He just walks up to that corner and stops. Okay. A sinewy middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a detached expression. Every so often, whenever his eyes linger on the blood mark inscribed nearby, his face changes strangely and his hands clench in a fist. Just as you begin to hear the rumble of an approaching train, the man's gaze turns towards the tracks. He leans forward. What do you think you're doing? What? I didn't... The man starts and almost falls, but manages to keep his balance. In the dim lumen light, you notice the old scars scattered all across his body. The scars seem vaguely familiar. Pascal's Vox synthesizer springs to life with an indignant Banaric trill. I am registering this unit's intention to use the train tracks for purposes other than those intended by their design. I categorically demand that the unit's self-disposal be carried out using methods that do not violate the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation. He's like, if you are going to kill yourself, do not do it with my train. Okay, you're making a mess. Lore check. Look at the man's scars. The scars all vary in length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the way the scars are aligned, as well as a series of faded symbols on the man's rough skin. Death cultists bear similar marks on their bodies. But spinners are constantly renewing their wounds, while this man's looks long since healed. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Your eyes always return to that blood symbol. What do you know about it? It's a symbol of the blood-spun web. I come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before now. I guess today must be a special day. He smiles strangely. Laura says, what is the size of the ship to have a whole plague going on and everyone's being affected by it? Laura, the void ships in Warhammer 40k, I believe are staffed by tens of thousands of people. Hold on, size of Warhammer 40k void ship. Like, they're basically giant cities. Like, there are people that work in the engine room, and they're like, oh, yeah, my family's worked here for 8 generations. Let's see. Warhammer 40k void ships vary in size, but they generally range from a few kilometers long to 20 kilometers in length. Smaller vessels like frigates can be only 1 to 2 kilometers long. Yeah, so it's basically a flying city. The man's faded eyes go wide as he notices Kibela. His voice quivers. Have you come to take me to the other side? Kibela briefly studies the man's face, then turns away. I do not know you. Death's gaze is not upon you. The man lets out a dull groan and turns to look at the symbol again. But then why? Why is it here? Who are you? A dead man. I lost my name years ago. I've just been another dead man ever since. You know the symbols of the blood-spun web. You bear similar scars. Are you a spinner? I was, but I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cult. The Vizier told me to kill the one who would be at a certain junction of the utility tunnels at a certain hour. I went to the appointed spot, then I waited. An hour. 2. 5. The junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized the person at the junction had been me the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One. But I was afraid. I couldn't do my duty. I ran. You were ordered to die. For what reason? The man looks at you. But some would choose to leave the righteous path. Those earned penance in due time. Her whips sing vengeance on renegades' menace. Her blades pass sentence. For cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no pretendance. It takes what is due in essence. He stops, then adds hoarsely, the third verse of the Song of Trailing Blood. The Vizier recited it to me before sending me on my final assignment. I didn't realize at the time it was my judgment. There were plenty of reasons. I sowed death. I offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find because it kindled my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth, and I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenants. I realized it, but I couldn't help it because I enjoyed it. Oh, you poor thing. I think I'm gonna cry. You just couldn't stop slicing people up. That must have been so hard for you. Even my whispers have nothing to say to a pathetic tale like that. I bet they're thinking what a lousy, self-absorbed sack of scum. So the spinners simply let you go. They made no attempts to find and kill you? There was no pursuit. I thought I'd see their black blades the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. I tried starting a new life, but the terror never stopped eating away at me. When I got truly desperate, I went to the Temple of Death myself, but no one there would speak to me. When I gave them my name, they just whispered, Sabreed has gone to the Undying One. They looked through me like I wasn't even there. I've lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. Did you see the new teaser symbol revealed? Yeah, the hat. Yes. Dang, those are big ships. Yeah. This is the first one I've seen that had trains in it, Laura. But yeah, they are big, big ships. You do not sound particularly remorseful. No, I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day. I thought I might just stab me on its own, but the temptation's always there. You are a coward and a butcher of the innocent. I will purge my ship of your existence. The man does nothing to stop you. He even leans closer to the rails, accepting his fate with a smile on his face. The Undying One is death. Am I about to knock him onto the train tracks? Oh! Pascal's gonna be mad about that. We just messed up his train. Kibla stares at the remains of he who was once her brother in service. Truly, it is better to die for him than to live for yourself. This he forgot. Okay, then. Hold on. So, we got 3 verses of this song thing. Don't really know what to do with it now. This says freight line. The symbols end here. Let's go down to the lower levels and look down there. I've been given a sandwich.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
We've already been down here. Was there any more symbols down here? Yes, right here. Zendena the Outcast. A figure in decaying tatters is rocking to and fro, muttering instinctively in several different voices, occasionally breaking into hoarse laughter. As you come closer, she freezes and turns slowly to look at you. An ugly rusted mask covers her face. Are you here to take Zendena to the other side? No, 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 no. You're just wandering around in the dark, looking for the light, but it's nowhere to be found. Do you really not see it? There is a blood symbol next to you. I have seen such marks before. Is this another part of the Song of Trailing Blood? Oh yes, the song. Here, listen, listen. The woman starts chanting hurriedly. She wandered an eternity in the dark, yet was consoled, web foretold. Undying one's blood secrets glowed, a light to guide her faithful fold. But threads must end, and so the spider did that much was owed, her life and death to ship bestowed. She laughs again, and you'll see if you learn to see. Look into the darkness, look, look. Peer into the darkness. I cannot fathom what I am meant to see here. You peer into the darkness and are gradually able to make out the outlines of objects hidden in the shadows. Rotting corpses, rough walls, the twitching death throes of infected people left here to die. You see no light in this place, only more darkness and despair. You don't see it, do you? You don't see! Zdenna shakes her head frantically and starts tearing off her rags. Strips of her decaying flesh peel off with them. Ugh! You will not see until you become like Zdenna, the flesh and blood of the ship. How do I become the flagship's blood? Oh, Zdenna will show you, and you'll see the true light. Come now. Do not jump in the fan. Is she gonna jump in the fan? Is this? Oh my god. And now there's a travel marker here. Now we can go through that. I'm like, where's the singing if this is a song? I didn't know the beat. Alright, toughness. Wait, what? There we go. Toughness. No. Athletics or corrals? Athletics, I guess. Let's see. Foreboding. All allies gain dodge. Dominate. Sanctic powers. Pyromancy. Biomancy. I guess foreboding. Let's see. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight or the Psyker is in cover, all resistance tests of the target will suffer -12 penalty. Force attacks do +3 more damage and +15% armor pen. I don't know what a force attack is. Is Psychic Scream a force attack? Every 6 use of a Psyker power by the Psyker, all enemies gain stacking -5 penalty to all stats till end of combat. Hell yeah, I'd get that. Force weapons are Psyker melee weapons. Oh, like the energy swords? Perception. Let's see. Like Darktide Force Sword Psyker. Yeah. Alright. I feel like this whole section is so meh. I don't know. I don't know what to pick for her this time. I guess dodge chance doesn't hurt. It's kind of a, it's okay for everyone kind of thing. Held in my gaze, and damage to an enemy. Alright, so that's the long range single target damage. Lips of Fate, Mend Reality. Veil Degradation hasn't really been a problem. Notch of Purpose. Moves an enemy. Waking Nightmare. Let's get, lasers. Whenever an enemy fails a resistance test against a navigator power, attacks against them gain plus 30% crit chance until they've been crit. The Navigator makes all resistance tests with willpower if it's higher than the base characteristic for such test. If the Navigator's willpower is higher than the toughness, their wounds are calculated with this. Ooh, that's really good. That's gonna be a lot more health. Tactical knowledge. Remove exploits from enemies in a 5-cell radius around you. All allies gain plus exploit remove plus percentage armor to the end of combat. Huh. That sounds fun. I love stacking buffs. Let's give him another mechanical arm. More arms for Pascal. Let's see. Weapon skill. That's fine. Demolition. Awareness. Demolition's fine, since we're going to have Argenta out of the party soon, TM. Alright, save game. And jump in the fan, I guess. The rotating blades promise nothing but a senseless and brutal death. Slipping past them would require some unreasonably precise calculations or blind luck. While listening to the air current, for a moment you think you hear Zedena's whispered prayer rising from the depths of the shaft. Dogmatic. I put my life in thy hands, for I truly believe that thou wilt protect. The words come easily, and all of your doubts fade away. Somehow you know with certainty your life will not end here. Athletics. Yeet! I mean, I'm the captain of the ship. Couldn't I just say, yo, Bridge, turn this fan off? Cal says, have you seen the new class icon? I have. Do you have any thoughts on what you think it is?
Curiosity.
Oh, the rest of my crew is gone. They all died.
Genius triumphs.
Yoink. I'm glad I had athletics on my main character for this. This would kind of suck.
peace in my wake.
Picking up loot in your own ship. I have said multiple times it's really weird I take cargo from my ship to add to my cargo on my ship. Tangles of improvised bridges constructed from beams and flooring stretch even higher, not unlike a web. The temple is growing as if it were a living organism. Like, I usually don't mind hints on games you already played. I'm going to say that even though they have nerfed filtering protocols straight for Pascal, it's still crazy good once you manage to find a plasma gun. Yeah, he has a lot of perks with plasma weapons. I do recall that. I've picked a few of them already.
They will
Rest of your group watched you jump and just said, nope, he's mad.
They
Yeah.
all will see.
Cold stone sarcophagi serve as the death cultist's beds. The bones of their deceased comrades are their bedding. Huh? That sounds like you're going to get back pain. Medicaid 40%? Probably. The smoke tickles your nostrils, making you slightly dizzy. Such substances are known to induce visions or hallucinations. Oh, the rest of the crew is here. Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. Alright, hang on. A frail old man, gray beard tinged with blood, folds his wrinkled hands in a ritual gesture. His body is covered in scars, some old, some fresh. His eyes are sewn tightly shut. His mouth is cleft at both corners, making his jaw seem eerily snake-like. And the Lord of the Ark walks the paths of unlife in the footsteps of the web's very first spinner. And the servants of death bow before him, for the Daemon is the giver of life. The old man goes still, his head turned to the side. He nods toward the temple's muffled silence. Yes. Yes, truth like a stream pours from your lips. We welcome him as the tenants demand. Your hues are almost as pale as the gray of your beard. But what is this? Cassia flinches and takes a shuddering breath. A scarlet whirlwind shines through the faded colors. A servant of death who sees beyond the threshold. A spider who spins a cocoon at the end of his thread. Adira shakes her head and clutches her temples. Sorry about that. It just came over me. I didn't say anything too weird, did I? A thin blade appears in the old man's trembling hands. Although his arms are stiff and look like they can barely bend, in the next instant the dynasty's symbol is etched on his forehead, dripping with blood. With a brief motion, he flicks the blood off his blade and several drops land on your face. Rude. The blood-spun web welcomes its new lord. I am the Vizier. For many years we have waited, and now you are here. We have waited, whisper echoes from the shadows. So you just walked my companions in here the normal way while I was forced to take the jump? The spinners guided them along a different trail. You had to take the step, for only you were meant to become the flagship's blood, Daemon. There was no reason to test the faith of those who follow you, for this burden was for their lord to bear. I like that they actually draw attention to that. Vizier, is this some sort of title? It is the name we give to the first spinner, the ones who have learnt the wisdom of the tenets of the web in order to lead others. I may have a duty to instruct and spin bloody threads, but in all other ways I am as much his servant as yours and yours as anyone else on this ship. What do you mean you have waited for many years? It was not so long ago I made my acquaintance with the cult. As I delve into my divinations from the flesh and blood of the departed ones, I turn to a relic most ancient and priceless. It is his tarot, inherited by the cult from the matriarch spider who spun the first thread. One of the readings I did back when I still had the strength to leave the temple and usher souls onto their new journey. That was when, in the intricate tangle of destiny, I glimpsed our meeting. But when we would meet, alas, was not revealed to me. So we waited year after year, and now the hour has come. How did you manage to erect an entire temple in the middle of the ship without anyone noticing? Followers of the cult once inhabited the tunnels between the bay's bulkheads until the threads of fate were dangled and a daemon of ages past gave us this compartment. We set ourselves to building spacious halls where there's shadows, the images of him and the spinners themselves